Thanks for staying with us. This is the first working day of the week in the new year, and there are lots of people. Some are still home, those of them in the economy that doesn't need too much attention. But there are others. The banks are open, for example, today. Many offices are open for business. What are your plans for the year? What are your thoughts as you start work today? What do you think should be in the front burner this year? Many of us have New Year resolutions. We have no idea what that means anymore because it keeps changing. What are your thoughts? I mean, let's have a conversation on the new year. Your plans, what you feel you achieved last year, and what you'd like to see this year. For me, one of my very first New Year resolution is to lose weight. Everybody, all of us have weight loss goals. My doctor said I need to lose 16 kg, and I've tried different times, but it doesn't really work. But we'll keep trying. It's everybody's number one on everybody's number one on everybody's list this year. But let me start with the ladies. What are your thoughts? What are your plans this year? First working day, and also Lagos, living in Lagos, traffic. I'm not sure there was so much traffic today because most have traveled. It's on next week, Monday, that we'll now start seeing traffic. But right now, people are still out of the country. But let me start with you, Mariam. How is it? What are your thoughts, plans for the year?
Yes, New Year resolutions. I know resolutions are sort of getting like a bad rap recently, like, this is just another day, just a continuation. But I think it's a good way to, remind yourself and just reset goals. I always like fresh starts, new beginnings, and to just have like a clear slate on, the things that you can do and achieve. But one of the things that I am looking forward to doing is just find different ways to be better versions of me. In fact, I themed my year 2023 as the year to elevate. So anything that, I'm already doing or doing well, I want to do even better. Those are my goals. One of the things, another thing that's also important to me is also improve my relationships. I want to be a better mother, wife, friend. I want to show up for people. And I'm also learning not to make very big or huge goals, set huge goals. I'm learning to take it tiny steps at a time. You mentioned your weight loss goals. And, sometimes we set this goal, I need to lose like 16 kg. And I was reading and someone says, imagine if you decided to lose 1 kg every week for 3 months. That's 12 kg in 12 months, So those are smaller, more achievable goals. But when you put like a 16 kg right before you, it just seems almost insurmountable. But if you were to put like a 2 kg every 2 weeks or everything, that is easier to achieve. So I'm also learning, and I'm going to be appreciating in 2023 these small, tiny, tangible steps that will lead to the big picture.
Nice. Tokwe, it's the first working day of the year. I know you have big plans. You've told us you want to get into agriculture this year, but what are you hoping this year would look like for you?
So it's interesting. I am listening to her, and she was like, okay, like for her, she's learning we shouldn't do too big. And I'm totally on the opposite end of that, like, bite more than you can chew and trust God to help you chew it, follow the process, dream big, So basically for me, it's, I must, there's this saying, strive for the sun. If you land at the moon, you did not go too far. So, but if you are striving for a star and you don't go anywhere, you'll be like, okay, so there are two paradigms, and is to know which works for your personality. So for me, this year, I'm going big, and I feel like the world there's an expectation, and you sent me a message. Once I say I'm into real estate, I'm like, you're a realtor, you're helping other people to sell. That's like the first thought, because they expect that anybody that wants to do this has to do it this way, or you are doing it in a small way. And for me, it is, you have to do it big so that other people can dream and believe it is possible. Because if nobody is doing this, then everybody will assume it cannot be done. So for me, that's my head, that you have to do something big so that people can look at you and say, if she can do it, I can do it. She has one head, I know her. I know where she was born. I know her father and mother. She did not, what does she have that I don't have? So for me this year, I want to push every boundary possible to me so that somebody can be inspired to say, I can do this as well, you know, basically. And all the good things about love, relationship, family, very, very important for me.
One of my first things I like to do this year is obey my director when she tells me to go on a break. So let me go on a break. I'll be right back.
I love that.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're still discussing the first working day of the year. I'd like to hear from our viewers also in the next 10 minutes. Call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Tell us about your first working day of the week, of the year, and what your plans are for this year. Nima, you're going to tell us yours.
Okay. So I don't do any special plans for New Year. It's always the continuation of the years anyway. So I don't have special plans. But my staff had all gone on a break and they'll be resuming today. You see my car, you know that all of them, they just went on a break. And so I'm hoping that everybody comes back to work in high spirit. Also, the reality of my neighborhood are setting. All the tankers are back. Yesterday, I flew to work and flew back home. What did I do to work? Most likely driving back. So the reality...
That's reality.
Yes, everybody had to go somewhere to do the holidays with family. But reality is that the problems that we left off last year...
Right back.
We just went for holiday. The problems did not leave. So if you come back, if you're on the Moshodi Road now, you see all the tankers all the way in Water Papa queuing up this morning. I was like, oh, Lagos,
You know,
the day is over.
That's something that's so interesting about Lagos. During the holidays, there are less people. But when you go to other places, that's when there are like more people. Everybody goes back to different parts of the country and everybody's excited.
I'm looking to restructure. I've been looking at restructuring the firm for a while now, doing things more. I've always worked remotely, but doing things more remotely now. And so we're going to have to let off. And I hire new people. That for me is something that I've been thinking quietly about. It's tough for me because I bond quickly with people, but you might just have to let go of something. So I'm doing that.
I'm happy to hear that.
I'm telling you. I was like,
and even my partner is hearing for the first time.
Anyways, but but I think let's talk about the fun parts of this new year. I mean, I don't know. I've not really, as I said, I'm still trying to get past all of this. I've not thought about next week. I've not thought about anything. All my clients, I want to remember them the best I can because honestly, I just want to be with my family. Maybe by Sunday, I'll start planning for the year and see what I can do.
I wish I actually took out that kind of break. I've been in work mode all through.
Even through the break?
All through the break. Like, I am, during the break of this show now, I have been firing WhatsApp messages to my staff who I realized gave themselves break this week. Because I told them we have a promo. You can't go on break when we have a promo. Let us finish promo before you go on break. Only the finance said they thought that this week they will have break. And I was just trying to get myself like...
Yeah, I know.
Just calm down. But I think it's important to find balance. And it's easy for people to hear one part of, oh, you're working. There's something I read a caption on social media about, let's stop glorifying hustle. You know, let's stop making it look like, oh, I work really, really hard. And then make it look like, if you're somebody that is not working hard, is not working. The truth is, you're working really, really hard because you have not put structure in place. Your life is not balanced. You're supposed to work at work period and rest during rest period and go on break when there is need to go on break. And I haven't found that balance.
I was actually expecting something I was expecting last year. It didn't come through. Something that I really needed. I followed up, did everything I was supposed to do. It didn't happen. The background. It's what I have because I can't back myself. I back and say, this is it. I would chill and enjoy my holidays and I have fun. So I was able to switch. Like I pushed that into 31st of December. And 31st, and I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not even thinking about this.
Especially when you're doing something for sentiment. I had a contract throughout upper year and last year, and I had been going, and I just felt this thing they had to do better. Something has to, and then I found out that they were blaming me. I kept trying to, but you know, sometimes it seems like you don't know how to mind your business, and then I tried to control myself, you know. And so someone just called me and said, management is not happy with you. I was like, And so management finally had a meeting, and they were like, we will have to take this thing down. We have to do this. I said, that's a great idea. And my husband was like, you didn't even try. I said, because I've felt that way for a long time. I just have to backcam on this matter. Sometimes just let it go.
Yeah.
So if they miss you, they call you back, it's fine. If they don't,
It's okay.
don't lose your worth because you're trying to make, you can't convince people to see.
Yeah, I also wanted to, in response to Tokwe earlier when she was saying dream big and being on different sides of the fence. So I think there was a little, you didn't understand my point. So dream big, have the big dreams, want to do the big things, but whether we like it or not, to achieve the big things, to achieve whatever it is, there are steps to get there. And sometimes you may be sitting down looking at someone who is 10 years into what you're about to start, and you're feeling you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like you can't do it yet, you're feeling like you're lacking in some things. It's because it takes steps. And sometimes the tiny steps to get there is fine. You don't have to start and have all the capital to start a business, start your big dream. You don't have to have all the influence and all the connections right now. Where you are right now, you can say, and that your big dream is right there waiting for you to come and achieve it. And the end of it will even be much bigger than you have anticipated. But just be consistent and take that one step at a time towards it.
Fantastic. So we're good. I mean, we wanted to just open up the phone lines, hopefully just for the next few minutes to get your own views on this also. What are your own plans? Especially those of you watching us from the offices. You're going to add something.
Yes. I wanted to talk about, funny enough, I had this conversation on my Money Monday yesterday, my training on social media, and there was something I mentioned that many people struggled with, building relationships. It's something it's always on my goal. It's a goal that I keep moving from one year to the next because it's a consistent journey, especially if it is not in your default nature to be like wonderful Nema that we have here. You are the one, you're rallying force, checking on people, gathering people. If that's not your default nature, but you need to build people. And I said something. I said that I follow someone online and he did something and I called him. Now, why did you do this thing? He said, I'm in a new city. I need to network in my new city. So he registered and joined Rotary Club. And it was a strategy to integrate. And he said, I need to grow my business. He's a coach. And his coaching was in Nigeria. His clients were Nigerians. Now he's in America. And he needed to meet people. The only way he could meet people was to go to where these people would be. So Rotary Club allowed him to integrate with Indians, like people from, a lot of Asian people were in that particular Rotary Club, and these are people that he would never have met on that level if he didn't join. So for some people watching right now, maybe you need to join WIMBIS or you need to join one other women organization. You need to integrate in a way that would help you build the right community, because those things you wouldn't just wish it. Those are the little steps when I'm saying that you attend the meeting, you would register for the form, and then you meet friends and you connect and you build that relationship that probably serve you lifelong.
That joining of community, that is so important. So I did quite a few of that last year. Unfortunately, I was just not available for every community, but it really opens you up to a world where, if given your present circumstances, you would not meet some of these people or have some of these opportunities, but just having the same interest and then being in the same community, there are people who are willing to help you on your journey. Because they are at different level, different stages of that particular journey that you're on. There's just always someone you can talk to, someone who knows the right way to do something. There's a form that you need to get that you were not even aware that you had to get it, and someone will bring it up. So it's important. I think that's what social media has done, the positives, where we're able to all gather in these online communities and help each other. So may your 2023 community be the community that is positive, that will grow it. Don't be the community where you sit there and dissect people's personal lives and call them out and, gossip all about things. Focus so much on your own growth this time and all the people that can help you in that growth. Form a community with them and see what,
Just
what
because
you achieve.
the way me and wired is different. Don't lose your immediate community for an online community, a bigger one. Yeah. Some people think, until I'm in the Rotary Club, I don't have a community. Whereas you are in a community, you just don't understand. You don't value an immediate one. So everybody around you is not in your life by mistake. Whether they're there to either pull you, whatever they do, negative or positive, it is for your growth. there's always good in that. So with that, let me just say thank you. Because I went through a lot last year I couldn't even talk about.
Yes.
I went through, in fact, I'm still dealing with something I'm, constantly praying about last year, and it's within family. And I tested my community I grew up with. I called on old friends. I called and they showed up. I called friends that knew me as a young teenager without the hijab. I called my friends who were not Muslim. I called and shocked everybody. Nima, you, everybody, every single one of them from back in school, they're like, no, not you. I said, I need this now, and they showed up. So sometimes the community, and we've all grown apart. We've gone to different places. Some of them are all over the world. And I was like, this is what I need. And I want it close circled. And everybody was like, what do you need? They showed up. So
fantastic. So unfortunately, we didn't get any more calls, but I think we have to wrap up on this. It was just a way to start off the year. Yesterday, we had two big guests, but today we just wanted to hear from you your plans. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any calls in, but we need to move on to another very important topic, which is hot. We got news that a medical doctor was murdered as a result of a patient who died and was killed by the relative of the patient. This is an important topic because it brings up different angles, but we'll discuss this after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.